Welcome to practice. Silas here. This is part 5 of your yoga strength series. In today's practice, we are going to focus on strengthening our back body. For all these practices, I cue for the usage of one block. If you don't have a block available, you can still do the class. The block is just really handy to help you to make things easier or harder. So we're going to get started. If you have the block, grab it straight away and then make your way into half Shavasana, laying onto your back. Knees are bent and taking the block and placing it in between your thighs. Keeping the feet parallel towards one another. And then let one hand come onto the belly button, one hand onto the chest. Keeping the neck long. Maybe closing down through your eyes. Just take a moment to notice your breath, and then to also notice your back body. Beginning to send breath into your upper back, your middle back, your lower back. Sending breath into your glutes, your hamstrings. We're spending so much time of our lives to look into the mirror and only see the front. Sometimes forget that we have a backside. So for today's practice, let your awareness travel into the space of your body that you rarely look at. And take another full breath in. And a full breath out. And let the hands come down beside you. The fingers can grip the outer edges of your mat. And then by pulling the mat apart, feel the shoulder blades slide together. Begin to press into your feet and begin to curl the tailbone up. And then one vertebra at a time, beginning to slowly make your way into bridge pose, lifting the hips up, engaging the glutes, engaging the hamstrings, pulling the mat apart to activate the upper back. Take a full breath here. And take one more inhale. On the exhale, begin to slowly roll down one vertebra at a time, starting at the upper back, middle back comes down, lower back comes down, till the hips roll down as well. And then we begin from the tailbone again, curling the tailbone up, lifting the hips up, the lower back, the middle back, upper back, pulling the mat apart, lifting up through the heart, pressing the feet into the floor to lift the hips up. And the next exhale, begin to slowly roll down, starting with the upper back, middle back, lower back, hips. Okay, let's do that 2 more times, beginning to move on your own, taking your time. You can really move slow here. And then when you hit the top of your bridge, really press the feet down, activate the entire pose, pull the mat apart, and then rolling down slowly. I encourage you to breathe freely here, so you can take more than just one breath as you roll up for this last round. And taking 1 or 2 breaths at the top of the pose, lifting the hips up, glutes and hamstrings are engaged. Shoulder blades draw together. And then slowly rolling back down. And once the hips touch down, taking the block out to the side. And then hugging the knees into the chest. As you begin to slowly roll up and down the spine, rolling over the entire length of the spine, and then as you gain momentum, come forward, cross your ankles over, roll over the tops of the feet, and then come into a tabletop position. Let the hands come underneath your shoulders. And we'll begin with a couple cat and cows, similar to what we just did on the floor. I want you to begin with the tailbone. So begin to lift the tailbone up, then let the belly drop, begin to draw the heart forward as you look up. And then we begin at the tailbone. So as the tailbone begins to tuck under, you slowly begin to arch into or dome into the lower back, into the middle back, into the upper back, shoulder blades spread wide, chin tucks in. And then begin from the base of the spine once more. Tailbone begins to lift as you begin to arch the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, shoulder blades draw together, and then the last thing, the head lifts up. And then begin at the base again. Tailbone tucks under. Draw the belly button into the spine as you slowly begin to dome through the spine. Chin tucks in last. And continue like this, starting at the base of the spine, intersecting your spine, bringing awareness to the entire back body. And then we come one more time into cat, starting from the base of the spine. See if you can really feel the different vertebrae. Chin tucks in last. And then come back to neutral spine position. Slide your toes under, make your way into downward facing dog. As you arrive in downward facing dog, walk your feet out, pressing one heel down at a time. Letting your awareness move into the back of the legs as you stretch out through the hamstrings. Maybe you want to find stillness in your down dog. We're here for just another 3 rounds of breath. Moving the thighs back in space to really move the awareness into the back of the legs. Pressing the floor away. And then come high into the tippy toes. Begin the process of walking yourself towards the front of the mat. And then come into a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. And then let the arms be heavy. Bend the knees generously as you slowly begin to roll up through the spine. Beginning to stack the lower back over your hips and then rolling up through the middle back, upper back. And then the head comes up last. Once the head comes up, take a breath in. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, circle the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers at the base of the spine. Inhale, lift the heart up. Draw the shoulder blades together. Take one more breath in. Exhale, begin to fold over your legs. Soften through the knees. Let the head be heavy. Arms come over your head. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let the hands come down towards the floor. Take an inhale, lengthen halfway, heart pulls through your arms, shoulder blades draw together. Exhale, hands ground down, step the left foot towards the back of the mat. And then begin to press into the right foot, let the right rib cage just hover over the right thigh. Begin to energize through the left leg and then become lighter on your fingers as you eventually begin to lift the arms or reach the arms out towards the side. And then lengthen through the crown of the head, feeling that straight line of energy from the left heel to the crown of the head. Spread through the shoulder blades. Next inhale, reach the arms forward. Hook the thumbs at the front of the mat. And then pull the thumbs apart to grow longer through the spine. Keep the ears in line with the upper arms. Take one more breath in. Exhale, bring the hands behind you like you're swimming through water. And then hook the thumbs at the base of the spine. Pull the thumbs apart to draw the shoulder blades back. Keep hovering over the right thigh. Keep lengthening through the spine. Keep lengthening through the left heel. Take one more breath in. And then on the exhale, let the hands come down. Step it back, plank pose. Take a breath in to lengthen through the entire body. On the exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Knees are there if you need to. And then curl back through the toes, or kick back through the toes. Press the tops of the feet down to lift the kneecaps off the floor. Now press into the tops of the feet to begin to peel the chest off the ground. Stay long through the neck, and then begin to float your palms off the floor, just an inch. Keep hugging the elbows towards one another. Keep lengthening through the neck. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down, legs are active. Take one more breath in. Exhale to let the hands come down, let the forehead come down to the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, press the tops of the feet down, peel the chest to the floor, hands lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And on the next inhale, lift back up once more. This time press your hips into the floor to float the legs off as well. Keep pointing through the toes. Begin to reach your hands down beside you towards your heels, palms facing down towards the floor. Keep lifting the shoulder heads away from the ground. Keep lengthening through the entire back body. And now just 3 times. Keep everything lifting off the floor. The only thing that's changing, begin to bend your knees, curl your heels towards your bum. Don't catch your ankles. And then straighten the legs again. Lift everything up higher. 2 more times. Bend through your knees, heels come towards your bum. And then straighten through the legs. 1 more time. Curl the heels in. And then straighten, lift everything up higher. 1 more breath in. Exhale, let everything go. Turning one cheek onto the floor. Letting the shoulders be heavy. And just for a moment, breathing into your belly. Notice how breathing into the front side, the back side expands as well. They're always correlated. They're always working with each other, the front and the back. It's like 2 sides of the same coin. Without both sides, the coin would be valuable. Yet we spend a lot more attention to the side where we write on how much the coin is worth. Doesn't mean that the other side isn't important. And then begin to bend through your elbows, bring the hands beside your ribcage, tuck the toes under, and press the inner palms into the floor, elbows hug in. Because this is a strength series, see we can push back up to plank in one piece. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good stuff. Next inhale, come high into the toes, tiptoe your way towards the front of the mat. And take a halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Arms go wide and up. Exhale, circle the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, awkward finger on top. Draw the knuckles down to lift the heart up. 1 more breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Keep the interlace of the hands. Keep drawing the inner shoulders away from your ears. 1 more breath in. Exhale, let the hands come down towards the floor. And take an inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands ground down. This time step the right foot towards the back of the mat. Then energize through the right leg. Grow longer through the crown of the head. And begin to hover the left rib cage just over the left thigh as you become lighter on the fingertips, reaching your arms out towards the side, spreading through the back. Extending through the right leg. Next inhale, reach the arms forward, hook the thumbs, awkward thumb on top this time. So the one you didn't do before, and then pull the thumbs apart to grow longer through the fingertips, ears in line with the upper arms. Extending through the right heel. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, swim the arms around towards the back. Hook the thumbs at the base of the spine. Pull the shoulder blades together. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. At the same time, extending through the right heel. 1 more breath in. Exhale, hands touch down. Step the left foot back, plank pose. 1 breath in to prepare. Exhale, lower all the way down towards the floor. Everything touches down. Tops of the feet press down. If you have a block, grab the block. And then begin to bring the block in between your palms as you extend arms out in front of you. If you don't have a block, you can stay with hooking the thumbs. And then bring the forehead onto the ground. And I want you to look for length first. So begin to reach the big toes towards the back of the mat. At the same time, squeeze the block with your palms and try to reach the block to a person that is standing 10 meters in front of you. So over exaggerate, pressing the block together as you reach the fingertips forward. Same time, big toes move back. Now begin to press into the tops of the feet, float your arms off the floor, keep squeezing the block, chest lifts up, then the legs float up as well. Take one more breath in, exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Press the block with your hands, inhale, lift everything off the floor, ears stay in line with your upper arms. Exhale to lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Continue to breathe even though you're holding it. Exhale, lower everything down. Good stuff. Then move the block towards the side. Reach the hands back beside you, palms facing down. Press the palms into the floor as you begin to lift the legs off the ground. Pressing the hips into the ground. Now begin to lift the chest up as well. Keep pressing the palms down. Really hard to speak while laying on your belly. Keep growing longer through the spine. Now float the hands off as well. Either stay here or bend through your knees. Heels come towards your bum as you catch both ankles at the same time. Then flex the feet. Kick the feet back to peel the heart off the ground. Bow pose. Knees move towards one another. Imagining you're squeezing a block in between your thighs. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, slowly release. Let everything come down. Turn the opposite cheek down towards the floor. Breathing into your belly. Softening through your shoulders. And then tuck the toes under. Slide the hands underneath your elbows. And then begin to press into the palms. Begin to lift everything off the floor in one piece. Exhale, downward facing dog. And keep pressing the floor away. Maybe you're walking the feet out once more. Noticing the back of the legs. And then begin to walk the feet forward and bring them outside your hands. And then we come into Malasana squat, bending through the knees. Bum comes down. Draw the elbows towards the inside of your knees. Hands come together at the heart. And then lift up through the heart center. Feel the shoulder blades draw together behind you. And you notice by strengthening the back body, you also opening up through the front. So when we have a strong upper back, for example, that keeps the shoulder blades drawing towards one another, we're broadening through the chest, we carry ourselves very differently through the world. It's almost like we have our own back. Everything that happens behind you is supporting what lies in front of you. One more breath in. And then begin to slowly lower the bum down onto the floor. Bring the feet in front of you, about hip-width distance apart. Hands come towards the back. Fingers pointing towards your hips. Then press into feet and hands to lift the hips up. Coming into a reverse tabletop. Keep engaging the glutes, keeping the neck long. If you like, you can gently rock back and forth, opening up through the front of the shoulders. And then begin to slowly lower the hips down, and then begin to hover the hips back in between your hands. Sit the booty in between your palms and straightening through your legs. Flex the toes back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Hands can go anywhere along the shins. Ankles holding onto the feet or big toes. And taking a breath, lengthening through the spine. Heart draws through your arms. Exhale, fold over your legs. Continue to work with the breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Heart draws forward. See if you can keep the spine long. Exhale to fold. And continue like this. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale to pull the heart through your big toes. And even if you can't fold as much, I want you to prioritize a long spine. So if you can't touch your toes or your feet, you can even hold behind your knees. On the inhale, the heart draws forward, shoulders draw back, toes flex back towards you. And then on the exhale, the heart searches for the big toes. You continue to work with this. Inhale, the heart moves up, back stays long. Exhale to fold. Take 2 more of those. Keep flexing the toes back. And then take 1 more breath in. And then on the exhale, round through the upper back. Let the chin tuck towards the chest if you like. And then you can soften through your legs and just let yourself fold over both of your thighs, any amount. Letting your awareness move into the back body, upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, even calves. And then begin to slowly roll up through the spine back to seat. And then begin to roll down the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, coming all the way down. And then once the back body touches down, bend through your knees. Bring the knees over your hips, open the arms out wide in a T shape, and then let the knees fall towards your right, coming into an easy twist. Keeping the left shoulder blade grounded. If you like, you can bring the right hand onto the left outer thigh. And then let your awareness move into the twist. Breathe into the vertebrae. Exhale to soften. 2 more rounds of breath. Next inhale, come back towards center. Exhale, move over towards left. Maybe the left hand comes into the right outer thigh. Breathing into the spine. Right shoulder blade is heavy. Next inhale, come back up towards center with your legs. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. A big hug of gratitude. And then on your next exhale, let the knees go, let the legs travel down the mat. Find your way into Shavasana. And then the arms come down by your side. Letting the shoulders soften. Letting your back body meld into the floor. Noticing the back of your head. Letting your front body fall into the back body. Letting your face soften into the back of your head. Letting the part of your arms that face the ceiling soften into the area that is touching the floor. Letting your chest soften into your upper back. Front of the ribs soften into the middle back. Your belly soften into the lower back. The front of the hips soften into your glutes. Your thighs soften, the front of the thighs soften into the hamstrings. The front of the knees softening into the back of the knees. Your shins softening into your calves. And your feet softening into your heels. Nowhere else to be. Nothing else to do. Shavasana. As always, if you have an extra minute to rest here, continue to let yourself meld into the back body. Notice the breath move through the entirety of your body. Feeling yourself be here supported by the ground. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, continuously showing up for yourself. Very proud to have you here as a student. Thank you so much for your support. With love and gratitude. Namaste.